Oh my god, is that a foreigner? Hello friends and family, this is Megan Boyd, aka Talent the Good and I'm back with another cultural video, baby. So you guys have been with me for a while, are probably like, wait a minute girl, didn't you already make a video about this years ago? You're right. But because I've been in Korea for almost 8 years now, so many things have changed. The climate of Korea has changed and I've gained new insights, and plus, you know, since I've gotten married now, I have a Korean like family, and being a part of that family, I've gained new insights into Korean culture. So there's a lot of things that I realize need to be updated. So don't worry if you've already seen my first video I made years ago, then thank you so much for being a loyal subscriber, and I'm about to bomb you with some new info. So the first thing that I talked about in my previous video that I made was I talked about how Korea, at the time it was 98% Korean. Now it's jumped down to 97%, but out of that 3%, like 69% of them are other East Asian. And in my previous video I talked about how people would stare at you, like everywhere you go people stare, because you literally were 8 years ago the first foreign person that a lot of people had seen. Sometimes I don't English no more that good. 8 years ago it was like, oh my god, a foreigner, and then you clasp your pearls. Oh my god, is that a foreigner? And now people still stare, but it's more like, oh look, another foreigner, because especially in the summertime now, so many people come for travel, and so many of you guys tell me in the street that the reason why you came to Korea was because of me. So let me just pat myself on the back. And thank you guys for watching. More than likely you are not the first foreign person that people have seen now, so in terms of staring, it's a lot less intense. But the thing is though, like specifically about being a non-Asian foreigner, is honestly most other East Asians that come to Korea, or even look at some of the idols, like there's a lot of idols who come from like Thailand and stuff like that, they give them a very Korean fashion style, so even a lot of Korean people can't tell them apart. Even just like at our wedding, like the people who filmed our wedding were Xander and Happy, who run the YouTube channel We Fancy. And Happy is actually, he's not Korean, but because he's kind of adopted a Korean like fashion style, my father-in-law thought that he was Korean, and he told me, he was like, oh my god, I went up to that dude like talking, and I totally thought he was Korean, but he's not, he's from Hong Kong. What? I couldn't tell the difference, right? Like, I mean, you kind of blend in. So having said that, if someone like Happy speaks fluent Korean, people don't really bat an eyelid, and even if he does have a bit of an accent, they might just assume he's like a Kyopo, which is like a Korean who was born in another country, right? But when they see a Western face, a non-Asian face, speaking the words of Korean, then everyone is so surprised, because now there is an influx of foreign people coming, but a lot of people don't speak fluent Korean or have really strong accents. So the new thing that everyone is surprised about is when you actually live here, like myself, have a F series visa, like a resident visa, and you speak fluent Korean. Like, that's the new thing. Everywhere I go, every day, the moment I open my mouth, someone's like, oh my god, why do you speak Korean so well? Everywhere you go, without a doubt. And if you call a place and set up a reservation or something like that, and then you go, they're like, is that you who made the reservation? Then also, like, I used my ride app called Kakao Taxi, and so the drivers will always call you and then just check your exact location, and then they call, and then they come, and then I walk out to the taxi, and then they're all like trying to tell me, no, this is a reserved taxi. They'll drive off, and then sometimes it's raining and I'm like, stop driving, I'm the only person here. So then I'll run and catch the door when they get in, and then I'll like greet them like, oh, 안녕하세요, and then they're like, oh, that was you on the phone. Those instances happen every day. Sometimes it can be a little bit inconvenient, so please, can we have more like foreign people come to Korea and just make your life here? The more Korean people are exposed to foreign people who actually want to live in Korea and know and love Korean culture, then the less shock and explaining I have to do for myself. So let's just have some more people come, and maybe within the next 10 years, you know, we can get rid of that too. So having said that, if you have the face of a Westerner and you're in Korea, they have zero expectations of you. Zero expectations. Expectations that you will know Korean or know anything about Korea or anything. And literally, if you just know anything Korean, or even say the most basic Korean thing, like a greeting, like 안녕하세요, everyone's like, oh my god, give her a medal. right? This is my medal I won. I won the Asia Fitness contest. I worked so hard, like everyone needs to know. One of the things that I do actually quite enjoy about that is actually not having the societal pressures. So when you're a non-Asian foreigner in Korea, you don't have any expectations from people, and they also have no societal pressures that they put on you. As a foreigner in Korea, you get to just be, which is kind of great because you can just do your own thing. But that does come with a downside, as in no matter how much Korean you know, no matter how much Korean history, culture, politics, no matter how much of all that you know, you still always have this feeling that you're not Korean. Of course, you know that you're not Korean in terms of like your race, but I just mean nationality wise, like even if I was to, because now the step that I'm at now, it's very easy for me to get citizenship if I wanted to. And so even like being a Korean with a Korean passport, then it's kind of hard for them to accept you and see you as like a Korean national. Let me say Korean national, right? And it makes sense because Korea is not a melting pot, and literally it's still 97% Korean. So you kind of sometimes always get this feeling that you're always an outsider, even if you are, you know, legally a citizen or legally here, if you don't look Korean or have Korean blood, I guess I should say. And even with the language, like in Korea, instead of saying like Korean, they say like 우리말, 우리나라 말, like our language, our country language. And they say a lot of stuff, it's like 우리 and then you, like us and you kind of thing, like even in the way they speak. So it's always like, hey, even though you might be a Korean national, you're always seen as the them. Now on to some less serious things. When you, actually this has nothing to do with being a non-Asian foreigner and just having to deal with not having a name that's in Korean, and that is any website. Like Korean people usually have names that are 3 syllables, you know, like Moon Sung Hyung, which is my husband's name. I mean, there are some people who have like 4 or even up to 5, but that's it. When you go online to sign up for services and things like that, it has to match the name on your government ID card, and all foreigner government ID cards names are written in English a certain way. And it's connected to your phone and connected to like all of your bank and stuff like that. So whenever you want to sign up for a website online, okay, it has to match exactly the way you're entered with your social security number that they give you. But because you can only put 5 spaces, there are certain services that you can't sign up for online, or you have to go through the extra effort of making a call and being like, hey, actually I want to sign up for this service, but my name is like hella long, so can you just like manually do it for me? And then they could do it. And the one problem I always have, because I love not Jiffy. Look, I'm about to say I love something, but I can't even think of what it's called right now. Jolly Pop. The Jolly Pop kettle corn is so good. So good. So I always order it on Coupang, but it comes from like abroad or whatever. Every time, without a doubt, I get a message saying, hey, we don't have proper customs items because DHL, the DHL Korea website only has like a certain number of spaces for your name. So the other ones like don't really have a problem, but it's just DHL Korea. And so in Korea, when you want to order things online, you have to get something called a customs clearance number you have to sign up for on the government website. And again, it uses your full name that's attached to your social security number, and you have this special code. But on the DHL website, you know, they get that information from my number, but because it's not big enough to match, they always say, hey, there's something wrong with your customs information every time. And so every time I order a package, I have to like account for an extra day, because when they get it, they're gonna say, hey, this number doesn't match this name. And I'm like, if you would just look at it, you would see it's like the first few letters of it, right? Not like the full thing. So I always have to call and be like, hey, it's this, okay? You just don't have enough spaces on your website. And it happens a lot, more than you think. But nowadays, I guess websites are kind of updating to allow for more unlimited spaces. But back in the day, it was like you can do anything. And it was just like, come on, there's foreign people who live here who like want to sign up for these services, man. But being a foreigner in Korea, I think, is amazing. As I said, you don't have the societal pressures and everything is new to you, like because you didn't grow up here. Things that I find fascinating or awesome, like my husband's just like, yeah, we do this, but it's still new to me, you know? even though I've been here for so long, there's always new things to discover, new things to see, and as long as you're willing to learn, Korean people are very open to like helping you and teaching you about Korea and Korean culture. Especially every new chapter of life that you pick up, there's new things that you learn and do. Like I enter the fitness world, so there's new things that I learn and do, new things I learn about Korean culture. Being a daughter-in-law, it's called the Nationality in Korean. And interacting with the family, and I even learned recently about like superstitions that they had, which I had no idea. I was like, his parents are really throwing salt and red pepper powder at us right now. Okay. But as long as you just roll with the flow and you're open to learning, it is a great, like, beautiful country, a beautiful place to be. So many of you guys always tell me that you're worried about being different or standing out or whatever, but to me, I think that's what makes it beautiful. And we need more people here because a lot of Korean people who haven't been exposed to foreign people don't know stuff. So the more people that come, the more open people become to like different things, etc. But anyway, I know I talked an earload. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate you guys' love and support. And actually, I'm gonna be making videos with my in-laws and stuff like that too. I've got a lot of really fun videos planned. But if you do have some things that you want to know, like about Korean culture, especially like in the family environment. So if you like this video, like to see more videos, please subscribe to my YouTube page, which is down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, not on Snapchat because I don't use that anymore. What do I say after that? Oh, like me on Facebook, and I will see ya. This room is really hot. I had to turn off the AC because it's too loud and like gets in the camera. So like, I'm sweating so bad.